1971 to 1974. Strat-O-Matic Excel Carryover League. Brought to you by the Shrimp Trawler.
Game 223, Yankees at Mariners.
Welcome back, baseball fans. The 1971-74 Summer Carryover League. We are in the American League tonight, a best-of-5 series, East and West Coast. We got the Yankees and the Seattle Mariners. The Yankees in this timeline were pretty much a 500 club. Their stadium was getting renovated. The heydays of the 60s were gone. The heydays of the 70s hadn't begun yet. They're in between. They're kind of in the desert in the Ralph Halk era, I guess. The Mariners don't even exist because the Seattle Pilots vacated after a season, but we built them back with the Seattle Mariners, the Seattle Skipjacks, the Seattle Skippers, the Seattle something other than Pilots. Let's take a look and see what's happened in this series. Game 1, opening up in Yankee Stadium. Steve Klein, former Yankee pitcher, against Mel Stottlemyre. 3-2 final. Good, well, crisply played baseball game between two average clubs. You had an RBI single after a stolen base by Bill North by Felipe Alou to get a run. A two-out single by Joe Pepitone, another former Yankee, to get a run. But it was the fifth inning that did Steve Klein in with 2 walks, 3 singles, and a sac fly in there. That was all the Yankee damage in a 3-2 game. Sparky Lau got the final 2 outs for a save. Pretty conventional 3-2 win for the Yankees defending the home field. Game 2, it would be Fred Norman, nice little acquisition for Seattle, against Fritz Peterson. And in this one, the Yankees kick the can down the curb. Final score of this game is Seattle 4, Yankees 3. Fred Norman gets the win. 6 1/3 innings, 6 hits and 2 runs. Diego Segui gets a save in the 9th. But it is Fred Norman in 6 1/3 innings, walking 9 batters. Jerry Bell walked a guy, and Diego Segui getting that save, walked 2. 12 Yankee runners, or 12 Yankee batters, drew a base on balls. They had 8 hits. They put 20 men on base, scored 3 times. That's a recipe for disaster. That's a recipe for pointing fingers. And yeah, he said he should have got that hit. He should have got that hit. And yeah. So lots of potential. Nothing in the run department. 3 runs in the 2nd inning for Seattle and an RBI double in the 8th by Jerry Devanin. And that would ruin Fritz Peterson's day. So how about a road win for the fictional Mariners of this timeline? Splitting 2 games in Yankee Stadium. Well, we go to Seattle for a game 3. And in Seattle, it is Doc Medich for the Yanks and Dick Woodson, former Twin, for the Mariners. In this game, 1 run in the bottom of the 2nd inning, a couple walks, and an RBI single by Bill North. That's all the scoring. In the 4th inning, Doc Medich gets injured. He only completes 4 innings. Mike Kekich comes in with 2 innings of relief. Fred Bean comes in with 3 innings of relief. Shutout relief. This is a 1-0 game, up until the 8th inning, when Ron Blomberg takes Dick Woodson deep. It's 1-1 going into extras. Skip Pitlock gets extra inning duty, gives up a double walk single, 2 runs for the Yankees in the top. Sparky Lau comes in for a save in the bottom half, but not before putting 3 runners on base and getting Felipe Alou, another former Yankee. He's a former Yankee. John Ellis, former Yankee. Joe Pepitone, former Yankee. We have Steve Klein, former Yankee. Skip Lockwood, maybe? Maybe not. Anyway, the Yankees get the road win 3-2. So we have 2 out of 3 road wins in this series. That's pretty competitive, folks. And we got a game 4 today for you. Yankees at Mariners in game 4. Some interesting pitchers here. The Yankees are going to send Jim McAndrew out there, who was actually a New York Met in 72. 11-8 with a 2.80 ERA and 161 very good innings. Starter 7. The Mariners will have one of their skippers. They have a Skip Pitlock and a Skip Lockwood. Skip Lockwood will get the start for the Skippers, the Skipjacks, whatever you want to call them. 10-game winner, 3.33 ERA, and 208 innings. Did that with the Brewers in traditional MLB. Let's get started. Leading off for the Yanks, it'll be Roy White. 4-4 off of Lockwood is third X. Third baseman is Chris Arnold, a 4-E-37. Ouch. And that, two-base error as the ball sails into the dugout. That's not a good start. Harsh Clark. 2-9 is a clean single to right field. The right fielder is a zero arm. Roy White is enticed to run on a 16, has to, and he scores on a 12. And the Yanks are on the board. Bobby Mercer batting third today. Him and Bloomberg just flip-flopped. 2-9, third B, fielder's choice. Ron Bloomberg, 2-11, lines the third. And with 2 outs, Elliot Maddox, 1-3, Sky center field. 1-0 Yanks, unearned run. Bill North leads off, 48, short X. This is Gene Halley today, 3-26, former Pirate, acquired by the Yankees. He and Gene Michael are kind of a platoon at short. Philippe Alou, 2-2, is hit by the pitch. His brother, Matty Alou. 1-9, is a 5-4-3 double play. Top of 2, it is Greg Nettles, 46, second X. That's Jim LaFay, a 3-14, and that's going to be an error. Oh boy. Thurman Munson, 43, first X. Pepitone's pretty good. He's a 2-E-15 at first. And that's an error. And the Mariners are gumming it up on YouTube, folks, with 3 errors in the first 7 batters. Oh boy. Tom Hutton, 46, second X. And LaFay again, a 3-E-14. 3-E-14, and that's a double play ball. That makes up for it. Runner goes to third with 2 outs for Gene Tornado Alley, but he gets a double 1-6 off of Lockwood. That is an unearned run single with 2 outs. 2-zip, nothing earned. Back up top with runner at first, and Roy White. 39, bounces to first. Bottom of the second of a 2-0 game, John Ellis. 59, flies to center. Joe Pepitone, 2-9 single. Chris Arnold, 63, pitcher X. McAndrew's an E9 pitcher. 2, E9. That's a double play ball. Go to the third. Harsh Clark, 35, rolls a second. Bobby Mercer, 56, flies to right. Ron Bloomberg, 57, short X. Shortstop is Danny Thompson, the 3-36, makes the play. Norm Miller, 2-4, flies to center. Danny Thompson, former Twin, 66, single 1-7, can't get it. Jim LaFay, 4-10, pops to second base. 2-0 affair, into the fourth we go. Elliot Maddox, 47, is a walk. Greg Nettles, 55, second C. Thurman Munson, 42, pitcher B, fielder's choice. On the 2 outs, it's Tom Hutton. 1-4 flies to center. Well, you know, the Yanks, they're up 2-0, but they're in the highly competitive American League East. They'd really like to get out of this 3-1, get a +2 in the standings to chase Baltimore and Boston and Toronto. And so they do not want to let the Mariners back into this thing. Bill North, 3-10 is a K. Philippe Alou, 1-3, pops to third. Matty Alou, 62, pitcher. 12 up and down after some double plays. Gene Alley, 57's a K. Roy White, 65, flies left. Harsh Clark, 66, is a fly to center field. Just a 2-0 game. Let's pause a moment for station identification.
This is the Shrimp Trawler video channel.
Este es el canal de videos de camaroneros.
Bottom of the fifth, here we go. It'll be John Ellis. 67, pops to third. Joe Pepitone, 2-8 is a single. And your tie run is Chris Arnold. 38 flies to left. And with 2 outs, it's Norm Miller with the weather. And Norm, cloudy skies, and a bouncer to third. And that's your 5-day forecast. We go to the 6th. Still 2-zip. Bobby Mercer. 69, pops to third. Ron Bloomberg, 1-5, short. Elliot Maddox, 2-5, base hit. And with 2 outs, Greg Nettles. 56, flies to right. Well, I don't know what the attendance is for this game. You think the Yankees might draw, but then again, Seattle might not be drawing for anybody. This has one of those boring fall asleep games with about 6,800 fans in the stands. Unless the Mariners need to create some energy somehow. Bottom of the 6th, it's Danny Thompson. 67 pops to third. Jim LaFay, 2-5, rolls to short, and with 2 outs. Bill North, 34. Nothing to show you today, folks. It's been nowheresville for Seattle. Into the top of the 7th, it's Thurman Munson. 55, short X. Thompson's a 3, he makes the play. Tom Hutton, 54, pops to third. And with 2 outs, it's Gene. Tornado Alley, 47's a walk. With 2 outs, it's Roy White. 2-8 for Roy White is a strikeout. Break up Skip Lockwood. What a nice day he's had. 3 errors by his clown infielders have resulted in those 2 unearned runs. Otherwise, he's been outstanding. Deserves a better fate. Yankees will leave their defense alone behind McAndrew, throwing a shutout. Stretch time here in Seattle. We have been enjoying a little bit of your Seattle psychedelia from the 1960s. In the Pacific Northwest, Easy Chair doing their thing to an underground audience of about 1,100, 1,400 people. In the late 60s, Easy Chair, 1968. A little psychedelia from the Seattle West Coast thing happening there. All right. I like to think the Seattle Mariners are probably drawing better, attendance-wise, than the Seattle Pilots. Because if they're not, what's the point? One thing we do know is that Seattle is not doing as well as their Toronto expansion brothers. So maybe that will change now. In the 7th inning, the bottom half, we go. Felipe Alou. 1-7 is a bouncer to third. Matty Alou, 64, catcher's card. Munson is a 1-7. Close, but no cigar there. And John Ellis, 2-3, grounds to second base. Jim McAndrew, 1 batter over the minimum with 2 singles, a walk, and 2 double plays. In the 8th we go, pitcher's duel. This looks like all the markings of a 1 hour, 52-minute game. It'll be Horace Clarke, 58, double 1-3, base hit. Bobby Mercer, 2-5 is a walk, 2 on, trying to break Lockwood. It's Ron Bloomberg, 3-10 is a fly ball to right. Elliot Maddox, 1-4, flies to left, and with 2 outs, it's Greg Nettles. 4-11 off Lockwood is first. See, Skip Lockwood battles back after putting the first 2 batters on. Mariners are still in this thing. Bottom of the 8th. Joe Pepitone. 4-4, center X. Your center fielder is a 1-6, folks. That is almost an error. Would have been an error for an E7, he's an E6. Tough break there, and that's an out. Elliot Maddox, who has top 10 MVP votes with his 1974 card. Chris Arnold, 45, pops to second, and with 2 outs. Norm Miller, 57, is a fly ball to right. We might have a speed record for this game. This might be the fastest game ever if I stop babbling, and babbling along at least. Haven't shown hardly any cards, if none, because nothing's gone on except for some errors. And it'll be Lockwood's not going anywhere. It'll be Thurman Munson. 57's a K. Tom Hutton, 57 against a lefty, is short X. 336 makes the play, and with 2 outs. Gene Alley, 55, short X again. 3E36, plug in his Z rating. It's a GBA. And 9 innings in the book for Mr. Lockwood with 2 unearned runs. Buckle up, bottom of the 9th, here we go. Trying to get the fastest played game in the Strat-O-Matic YouTube echelon. It'll be Danny Thompson leading off. 2-4, grounds to third. I ain't showing a card unless guy gets a hit. Jim LaFay, 2-7, pops to first. All right, I'll show you a card. Let's take a look at Bill North, trying to keep this game going. He was an Oakland A in 1973 with a .287 batting average. That is big news, keeping him away from the Dynasty A's on an expansion team like the M's. Can he extend this baseball game? As right now, Jim McAndrew is pitching a near no-hitter masterpiece, 1 batter over the minimum. The pitch to Bill North. 1-6 is a strikeout, and that'll do it, folks. What a game for Jim McAndrew, former Met. Really, what a game for Skip Lockwood. One of the best pitched games you just saw, folks. Where, I mean, nobody rolled a thing on their cards. We had some singles, a bunch of errors. Skip Lockwood, oh my gosh, this guy, 4 hits, 2 unearned runs, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts, give him a complete game. But Jim McAndrew was even better. A 2-hit shutout with a walk and 2 strikeouts in his complete game. And the Yankees do indeed take 3 out of 4 from the Mariners. 2-4-0-2, 3-3, 1-2, 1-2, 3-3. Wow. Lightning quick game. Get you out of here early night, folks. Beat the curfew. Beat the traffic. Let's take a look at the overall stats for these two squads. Going in different directions. Yankees are in the thick of it. And that's not good news for Baltimore-Boston. They wanted the Yankees to fade to mediocrity. They wanted them to fade away into Bolivia. They did not fade away into Bolivia. They are right in it. But we'll start with the Mariners. And they have faded away into oblivion. They are 4-12. Oh boy. The Mariners are hitting .234, but look at the team ERA, folks. It is a .297. What a waste to see a .297 ERA baseball club, led by Skip Lockwood and others, being so mistreated. The Mariners in 16 games have scored 41 runs and given up 53. That is a disgrace. And when you go to the American League East, let's take a quick detour to Toronto. Toronto's 7-3. Okay, they're showing you how you do this thing, Seattle. But let's go to the Yanks now. They are 11-7, but they're only hitting .239 with a .298 ERA. The year of the pitcher. Sparky Lyles converted 7 saves this year. Jim McAndrew, that was his first win. He's now 1-2. No Yankee has more than 3 home runs. We have Bobby Mercer with 13 RBI and 20 hits and 67 at-bats. And that'll do it, folks. That's the series. 3-1. Break up your New York Yankees. They defeat the M's 3-1. When you look at the overall standings now, the Yankees are right there playing 6-11 baseball with these other teams who still have more baseball to play. And meanwhile, Seattle drops the anchor into the American League West. Congratulations, Yankees. Thanks for checking this out, and we'll see you next time.